My name is Randy Henry. I've been in the community all my life in Detroit. I've been in youth development for about the past 20 years. I came up with this idea sitting with my wife, Carmen, and my brother-in-law, Maurice Carmen, who's an ex-police officer before the Ferguson event. And I just said, we need to get back to the trust and respect of our police officers. Their job is to protect and serve. And so I said, I got to come up with something to bring our young people together and our police officers together and iron this out.
This is a wonderful opportunity to create understanding and to create communication. One other thing I want to say to you young people, there are going to be a lot of police officers and adults who care about you who are going to say things to you today, and I hope you listen. And I hope you also know that the people doing talking have ears as well. And we want to hear you.
I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be back in Detroit. And I know this is an initiative that we've been working on, having a youth forum. This is certainly a great start. Certainly I want to start out by thanking Reverend Pearson.
We're here with Pastor Pearson from Triumph Church. Talk to me a little bit about why the church opened it up to this event to allow young people to come in and honoring the line.
Triumph Church really has a great compassion for children, and we are trying to move progressively to do things to empower our young people. Our people are in an information age, and they need to be empowered with that information. They need to know who to talk to, how to talk to. We've lost a lot of core beliefs and ideals in society, and I really believe Pastor Kinlock is trying to tap back into those ideas. Not only do we want to feed our kids information, but give them the wisdom to know how to deal with that information.
And certainly Randy Henry involved for your vision and leadership.
I'm here with Police Chief James Craig. Talk to me a little bit about how we need to improve the relationship with our young people, about the misconceptions they have about the law enforcement here.
Well, see, as we talked off air, one of the things I want to illustrate, what are we doing good here in Detroit?
Yes.
And I want to continue to enhance that because what happened in Ferguson and some of the other places across this country is not reflective of Detroit.
Vigorously push back to Detroit's not Ferguson. Absolutely not Ferguson. I don't want to be overly critical of Ferguson because I think Ferguson can learn from the city of Detroit. That's right. We should get excited about that. We really should.
So what is it that Detroit's doing well? And can we build on it? Of course. Are we in a perfect situation? No, we're not. But I believe in our youth community. The Detroit Police Department works with our young people. We recognize the importance of the future.
I want to acknowledge all of you for being here. Because sometimes it takes a lot of courage for you to come here and listen. Some of you may be police officers one day. Because really this is about building the future of Detroit.
And so it really comes down to one simple thing, communication. And not talking to, but talking with.
I really appreciate this panel today. I really appreciate the efforts that you guys have put in as far as trying to bridge the gap between the police officers and the young folks. I believe the biggest part here in this city between young people and police officers is trust.
That's the difference that I think a lot of police departments really miss out on. They miss out on the opportunity to really partner and engage a community. But when you start talking to a community, there's no engagement, there's no relationship. And that's the difference with Detroit.
And I researched New York. I researched Philadelphia. I researched Washington, D.C. I researched Miami. I researched North Carolina. I researched the West Coast. What I found in my research, that one of the outstanding cities in terms of our police governance and conflict between young people and the police and unarmed shootings, number one, and that not happening, is Detroit.
That's right.
Number one.
We're here with Ray Scott, basketball legend, former Detroit Piston. Talk to me about what this event meant to you today when you come out. I mean, you could have been a lot of different places to come here today, and I really, appreciate you coming out today.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, Randy, because I like to do things in the community that are going to be beneficial to our young people. And you know that, and that's why you have me here. But I think the highlight of the day so far for me, with the kids being here to hear Chief Craig talk not to them, but with them, explaining how the process works with police. It's important for kids to hear that. It's important for the kids to know that they are embraced in the community. But the greatest thing I heard today was at the end of the chief's remarks, he pulled you aside and said, Randy, you have to do this again.
Can we commit to do this again?
Yes, we're going to do this again. I'm glad you said that, our Pastor Pierce. We got to pass this on to Pastor Kinlock. We got to do this again.
And I take that just means everything to me, because that tells me that the Detroit Police Department is connecting with our young people. And that's the purpose of what Honor the Line is all about.
I think today was a big hit. Thank you, Randy, for all the work you did in making this happen. So many of the young people, I think, got a positive message of being respectful to law enforcement, that how in the first initial seconds of your encounter with, if there are encounter with law enforcement, how that should be positive, how there should be respect going both ways. And I think they got a chance to interact with law enforcement in a setting that is not controversial.
First of all, I thought it really opened up a lot of people's eyes, and also the kids had an opportunity to see that police officers are people too. And I think what we need to do is we need to evaluate what happened today. We need to really reach out to the community, and I think we need to do this again.
The true engaging relationship with the community is not police officers coming in and talking to me. Real gauge is talking with the community. What's the community?
What is it, one of the big misconceptions they have about police officers you're going to try to erase today?
That police officers truly are your friend.
The police officers that received the call by the young man with the red shirt and the blue jacket.
Oh, yes.
Right, they roughed him up, or they
didn't rough him up. They stopped him. He didn't want to be stopped. He was detained. He wasn't beaten. He was detained. He was angry because the police, just like anybody, how you, I haven't done anything, why you stop me? That was the situation. He wasn't roughed up. The police officers did not put their hands on him.
If police officers want to help, and I can illustrate different scenarios, we can talk about the India Williams, a little 8-year-old girl that was struck, tragically struck by gunfire in her neighborhood, a place where she felt safe. And the first officer that arrived to the scene within minutes, the first officer, a white officer, and I put race into it because the conversation across America is always about white police officer treating a minority person terribly. And I'm saying to you that these white police officers responded in, transported little India to the hospital, and their actions may have saved her life. That's the police department I'm talking about. And this is just one incident.
95% of these kids are good. Wouldn't do nothing, go to school. 95% of cops are good too.
And so that's the conversation I want to have. That's the thing I want to illustrate.
And when you talk about our successes, and while I recognize that our work is continuing, lowest homicide rate in 47 years? That's not by accident. Robberies down double digit reductions, 34%. These folks here pay attention very strategically while doing their work and treating the community correctly.
What is it that we can do as an organization that can help this initiative to bridge the gap?
Teach one, teach two, be a mentor. What we need to do is we need to mentor and embrace our young people. They need us. That's the key.